Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kahalayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'Hashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the big brethren, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And to the rest of the brethren on down that's teaching and preaching this truth of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom Bayata Davada. And to the Akim and Akwat, the rest of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Shalom Mashpaka. This your baby brother Yahakarab coming at you with a quick one. And what inspired me to do this proclamation, because the big brother elder, Pastor Tahar, he did a lesson, I think it was maybe like 2 days ago, if not yesterday. And he went into Genesis, going into the Genesis chapter 1. And I just wanted to bring out something in this. And if I'm correct, I'm correct. But if I'm wrong, I expect to be corrected. But I want to go into this Genesis 1. And the point is Genesis 1 and verse 3. There's just a few precepts I want to bring out just to go into this. But let me go into Genesis. And I'm going to read it from my sword, because I want to keep this image up. Genesis 1 and verse 3. But I'm going to start from the top. Genesis 1 and 1. In the beginning, power. Yahweh created heaven and earth. And when you go into that G-O-D, that power, God, you're going to come across the Hebrew word. It's going to say Elohim, meaning powers, meaning the angels and so on and so forth. But verse 2, Genesis 1 and 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Yahweh and the spirit of power moved upon the face of the waters. And what it says, and the spirit of Yahweh, the spirit of powers, meaning the word of Yahweh, moved upon the face of the waters. Verse 3. And power, Yahweh said, meaning, what? Let there be light, and there was light. Now I want to just deal with that right there. Genesis 1 and 3. And Yahweh, power said, let there be light, and there was light. What was that light right there? Because the light of the sun, moon, and stars, he created that the fourth day. So what was this light that Yahweh said, let there be light, and there was light? What was that light? I want to go into it. Try to make it quick. Slakia. Try to make it quick. What was that light? 2nd Ezra 6. And I'm going to start at verse 38. And I said, O Yahweh, thou speakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. We already know what the word is. Who is the word? We already know that. Yahweh gave the word, but it is a word that he gave the word to. So we already know who that word is. We already know. But what did he say? Going back to that Genesis 1 and verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Yahweh moved upon the face of the waters, meaning, and the word of Yahweh moved upon the face of the waters. See? But let's go back to this 2nd Ezra 6 and start at 38 again. And I said, O Yahweh, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. Verse 39, 2nd Ezra 6 and 39. And then was the spirit and darkness. Wait, what did he say? And then was the spirit and darkness. and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Second Ezra 6 and verse 40. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. Let me read that again. Second Ezra 6 and verse 40. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. And what is that work? We already know what that work is. It's the creations of the Most High. So he commanded us to come forth a fair light, that what? Of his treasures, that his work might, that his creations might appear. Now, who is that fair light? We already know who that fair light is. See? But before I go into that light, let's go grab this. He says what? Second Ezra 6 and verse 40. Then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. So let's go into those works that might appear by the hand of that fair light. Proverbs 8 and 22. The Lord Yahweh possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. What? Yahweh possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. The earth being created, that is one of the works of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Verse 24, Proverbs 8 and 24. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there was no fountains abounded with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the deep. When he established the clouds above. When he strengthened the fountains of the deep. See? And who was that talking about? Who is it talking about? This is talking about that fair light that came forth out of his treasures, so that his work might appear. His works is his creations: the sun, moon, the stars, animals, the earth, animals, birds, fishes in the sea, people that's walking on top of the surface. Those are his works. See? So who was that fair light that came forth of his treasure, that his works might appear? Yahushua. Let's go here. He says what? That his works might appear, that his creations might appear. Let's go here. Let's just go into this fair light that came forth. I was going to go grab Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3, but I'll go straight to the point. Because he says what? That fair light that came forth, that from his treasures, that his works might appear. Well, let's read this. Colossians 1 and verse 15 and 16. Who is the image of the invisible power? The firstborn of every creature. That first day, Yahweh brought forth that fair light. That fair light was Yahushua. He was created. He was the first creation of Yahweh. He was that light that Yahweh said, let it be light, and there was light. That's talking about Yahushua. And if I'm wrong, may I be corrected. But through the Spirit, hey, that's Yahushua. Colossians 1 and 16. For by him were all things created. For what? That fair light that came forth of his treasures, that his works might appear. What did it just say? Colossians 1 and verse 16. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things. What did he say? Didn't he say in Proverbs 8:22 that what? That before his works of old, he was brought forth? Before any of the Most High other creations, Yahushua was brought forth. He came forth first. He was that fair light that came forth of his treasures. See? But let's continue. Colossians 1:18. And he is this lock here. Let me read 17 and stop there. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. See? So going back to that Genesis 1 and verse 3, and it said, and Yahweh said, let there be light, and there was light. That was that fair light that Yahweh said come forth of his treasures. See? And who is that light? Let's go here, and we're going to end it off with these. Let's go here. Let's go to St. John and open up that. I just wanted to go into this quick hit. St. John 1. The point is going down to 6 to 8. But I'm going to start from the top. St. John 1 and 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh. So that's what he said. He said, what? Yahweh, the Father possessed me in the beginning of his works of old. That's what it's talking about right there. It's talking about Yahushua. And the Word was power. The same was in the beginning with power, Yahweh, with Yahweh and the rest of his angels. Because why? Yahushua created the rest of the angels. Those are the works, they also the works of Yahweh. And they wouldn't have not came forth if Yahushua wouldn't brought forth first. And he created the rest of the angels. Satan and all them. Yahushua created them. By the order and command of our Father Yahweh. St. John 1 and 3. All things were made by him. And without him was not anything made that was made. Wow. St. John 1 and verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness. What was that light right there that was shining in darkness? What was that light? And the darkness comprehended not. There was a man sent from Yahweh, whose name was John, Yahweh or Yahweh or Yahweh. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him, through who? Through that light, might believe. Verse 8. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. So who did John come bear witness to? He came to bear witness before Yahushua came. He came to bear witness of Yahushua. So Yahushua is that light. So he was that light in the beginning that the Most High brought forth when he said, and let there be light, and there was light. He was that fair light that came forth of his treasures, that his works might appear. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Just a quick hit, I just wanted to go into that. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakah Kodash. All praise be to the Most High Yahweh. Why Yahushua? Shalom Yasharallah. This your baby brother Yahakarab in and out from proclaiming just a little bit of truth to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Shalom Yasharallah. Why Baba Ball? Shalom.